Rising Star Gu, Alexa takes on Canada's. VictoriaMboko in thrilling Hong Kong. Open showdown. Under the silver glow of the Hong Kong night sky, where skyscrapers shimmer like jewels and the city pulsed with restless energy. A tennis battle unlike any other was about to unfold. The Victoria Park Tennis Stadium was alive with electricity, fans, waving flags, camera flashes twinkling like constellations, and the unmistakable hum of anticipation rippling through the crowd. At the center of it all stood two young women, destined for greatness. Alexander Alex, the pride of the Philippines, and VictoriaMboko, Canada's rising powerhouse. Both were barely in their 20s, yet both already carried the aura of champions. What a way. It was not just a match. It was a collision of promise, passion, and purpose. This was the Hong Kong Open, a WTA 250 event, known for its fierce competition and global flair. But tonight, the tournament transformed into something more. It became the stage for a new generation, a rising star glow that illuminated the future of tennis. The calm before the clash. The arena was packed to the rafters, the air heavy with humidity and heartbeats. Philippine flags waved proudly, their blue and red streaks catching the lights, while a section of Canadian supporters in red maple leaf shirts chanted, "Let's go, Victoria." In the locker room, Eala sat quietly, her racket balanced across her knees, the echoes of a previous match, the emotional victory over Britain's Katie Boulter still lingered in her mind. That triumph had made headlines not only for her stunning play, but for her sportsmanship as she comforted her injured opponent. Now, however, her focus sharpened to a single point. VictoriaMboko, Eala's game was built on precision, patience, and perseverance. Hallmarks her training under the Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain. She was the artist painting the court with spin and angles. But tonight, she faced a player cut from a different cloth. VictoriaMboko was power incarnate. At 19, she already had the physique and presence of a top 10 player. Her forehand was a thunderbolt, her serve a weapon of war. She played fearless tennis. Every point of statement, every shot an exclamation. When asked before the match about facing Eala, who smiled confidently, "Alex is smart. I'm strong. Let's see which one wins tonight." Eala, ever composed, simply said, "I'm not here to prove I'm better than anyone. I'm here to play my best tennis. That's all." And with that, the stage was set. Sparks on the skyline. The first serve sliced through the night, air like lightning. Eala opened the match with a deep top spin served in Mboko's backhand, drawing a high return that she crushed for a winner. The crowd erupted, an early sign of the firepower she was bringing, but Mboko responded in kind. Her first service game featured 3 aces that left Eala rooted to baseline. Each time the ball hit the court, it made a flack that echoed through the stands like a drum beat of dominance. For the first few games, it was a breathtaking exchange. Grace versus grit, finesse versus fury. Eala's defensive brilliance met in Mboko's relentless aggression. Neither gave an inch. At 4-4, the tension reached a breaking point. Mboko, serving at 30-40, tried a daring drop shot, but Eala sprinted forward like a flash of lightning, flicking a winner past her opponent. The Filipina pumped her fist, shouting, "Come on!" as the stadium erupted in chants of she served out the first set 6-4, with an ace down the tee, cool, composed, and commanding the cameras caught her smile as she walked to her bench. A mixture of relief and resolve she had drawn first blood to storm, unleashed if was a calm, then Mboko was a storm. The Canadian came out in the second set like a force of nature, her ground strokes grew heavier, her footwork worked faster, her eyes sharper. At 2:2, she unleashed a 198 kilometers perf serve that zipped past Eala's racket, then another, then a third. The crowd gasped 3 consecutive aces. Boo was on fire. She broke Eala's serve twice, punctuating each point with powerful roars that seemed to shake the very foundations of the court. Eala tried to counter a variety. Drop shots, high looping top, spins, but Boo anticipated everything, moving like a predator in full control of her territory. The set ended 6-2. 2. Boo raising her arms as to declare, "I'm still here." The scoreboard now. Read IL 6-4, Boo to 6. All around, the arena, the energy shifted from excitement to awe. The match had become a tug-off war, not just a skill, but a spirit. Every rally told a story. Every shot felt like a line in a novel being written live, the heart of champions. As the final set began, both players looked exhausted but unbroken. Their jerseys clung to their skin, their breathing heavy, but their eyes, those eyes still, burned with focus. The first few games were pure tennis theater. Began to mix up her rhythm, using her trademark high, bouncing forehand to draw Boo out of position. The Canadian responded with thunderous backhands that screamed across the court. At 3-3 came the point of the match, a 43-shot rally that had fans standing by the end. AA defended with grace, sending lobs, slices, and top spins deep into the corners. Boo attacked relentlessly, pounding every ball as if trying to break the earth itself. Finally, Eala produced a delicate backhand drop shot that kissed the net and died. The crowd exploded into applause that lasted in nearly a minute, the glow that never fades. For Alex Eala, this victory was more than another step up to WTA rankings. It was validation, a sign that her years of training far from home, her sacrifices and her unwavering belief were paying off. She had faced a storm and found her calm within it. Later that night, as she walked the quiet streets of Hong Kong, the city lights reflecting off the harbor, she paused to take it all in. The skyscrapers shimmer like trophies. The cool breeze carried a faint sound of distant cheers. She smiled. This is just a beginning, she whispered to herself. For Victoria and Boo, meanwhile, defeat was not a dead end. It was a lesson, a spark. Back at the practice courts after midnight, she was already hitting serve again, her coach watching silently. Each swing was a vow. Next time, she murmured, I'll finish the story my way. And in that promise lay the essence of champions, not just in victory, but in the relentless pursuit of greatness. Epilogue, the future shines bright. The Hong Kong Open would go on with Eala, advancing to the semifinals, her eyes fixed on a potential title. But for fans, the real takeaway was a spectacle. They had just witnessed a duel of rising stars, radiant and raw. In years to come, when tennis historians would write about the changing of the guard, they would look back at this night in Hong Kong. They would talk about the rising star glow, the energy, the passion, the courage. They would remember the moment when two young women, representing different worlds, but sharing the same dream, stood at the heart of the court and reminded everyone why we fall in love with sport. Alex Eala and VictoriaMboko, names that will one day headline Grand Slams, inspire nations, and redefine what it means to be a modern athlete. That night in Hong Kong wasn't just a match. It was a promise, a glimpse into a future where the glow of rising stars would light the entire world. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next